You have it. You have it. You have it. Do you have it? Too fast. Do you have it? Too fast. One moment, please. One moment. One moment.
Others, I speak with the passion that goes unheard. They obey you because you are a leader, and perhaps some of others, I speak with the passion.
Right.
Okay.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Raid
Great
buff.
buff.
Here we are.
A lot has happened since the last time we recorded. It's only been a week.
Yep.
And 1 day.
Time flies.
Yeah.
But we're back here with you, Tanason.
Yeah, Akea here as well. And you might notice our voices a little clearer, a little crisp.
A little bit better.
Yeah. Game dev progress. You've made more progress than I have, definitely. And you've been doing Godot.
Yep, so we chose Godot as our game engine. Free, open source. Really easy to learn also, and it's like super popular now, so there's a lot of tutorials out. And we've kind of been doing a little bit of brainstorming on what kind of game we want to do. So I opted to do another tutorial that's kind of like a roguelike game, which I had no idea what a roguelike was before this whole thing.
Well, now we know.
Yeah, can we call ourselves gamers? I don't know, but basically it's just like a shoot 'em up from, I don't know, you just, endless
Constant
mobs.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did a tutorial on that and learned a lot, and basically just been kind of building off of it ever since. Trying to implement components that I know we'll have in our game, like lighting and obviously the graphics of the flooring. So
You did the boundaries.
the boundaries, yeah. So I mean, it's pretty intuitive. I haven't done a whole lot of like coding with the objects I've created. I've mostly just been like fiddling with nodes and all that stuff that's already pre-made in Godot. So yeah, I mean, all of these components are going to go into the game. So I figure nothing I do is a waste of time. It's all learning and going towards the end product. So I will say this though, I've tried my hand at the pixel art for flooring a couple times, and that's gonna be a hurdle when we start doing some real stuff, like animation too. Like, I don't really want to think about it. Yeah.
And did you test any other platforms besides Godot, like before what you landed on Godot, or was it just like always going to be Godot?
I mean, it was always going to be Godot, just because I had done a tutorial on it prior, and everything was already downloaded. I have done a little teensy weensy bit on Unreal Engine. However, since we're going to go with a 2D game to start, they don't have a 2D, at least as far as I know, on Unreal Engine. You can't do 2D. Plus, that just takes a massive amount of space on my computer.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that, like, oh, Godot is so lightweight.
It is super lightweight. It's like 8 gigabytes or something was the download, so very, very easy. We do eventually want to pivot to 3D games, but to start us off, Godot 2D, it's going to be a little bit easier because we're trying to pump this project out. Like, we're not trying to do like a year-long project for the first game, right?
It would be nicer. This is what I did for Amazon Publishing, is you just put out a project quickly so you can learn the process of putting out a project.
Exactly.
And I imagine the same thing for our first game.
I mean, we still want to produce something fun and enjoyable, but maybe not super in-depth, you know?
I mean, to me, it looks like a lot on Godot, and we watched a lot of YouTube videos about game dev. Did you ever think about making your own platform?
You mean a game engine?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. We just got done talking about wanting to get this thing produced quickly. That would be an enormous undertaking, I feel like. I don't even know where to start. But, I mean, maybe later on with a bit more experience, like if I'm working with another engine and I'm like, it's just not doing what I want it to do, Perhaps I will, but I mean, I still got a lot to learn within an engine. So
Makes sense. Uh, so Godot, free to use, so $0 there. I'm using Twine for writing. We're not really building the stories that Twine is specifically made for, but it's free also, and I really like the mapping that it has.
yeah, that was
So
cool.
yeah, Twine for writing, Godot for game coding, GarageBand for audio. We're both
And
learning that.
yeah, fiddling around with it, more like having some fun. I didn't know what it was really because I had never opened it. So I was like, whoa, this is like a whole band. We could make a punk rock band if we wanted to on this software.
Punk rock, EDM, uh, rap. You do it
Yeah,
all.
we'll show episode 100. Okay, as rap song.
Yeah. So no, but here's the part of this whole game dev thing that we're kind of lagging behind on, and it's the art
Yeah,
engine.
we can't even land on a program to use,
Yeah.
and that's been like a week of research, constant YouTube videos, actual like trying to create things on different ones because I thought uh,
Procreate,
Procreate, well, that's obviously the most suggested one.
way the most
And
popular.
you know, it's $13, which isn't that bad. Honestly, we could drop that today, but um, I thought Fresco was going to be it. I was able to animate in Fresco, which was exciting to me.
I've used Fresco also. Adobe programs in general are the ones that I have the most experience with from marketing, but I can't find that many tutorials online about making game art with Fresco or even with
Yeah,
Illustrator rated.
yeah. So I mean, even the assets, the very few assets I've created to expand the game, I've made an Resprite, which is another app. Like I was looking for a Sprite on Apple Store, which is not available on like iPad or anything.
Yeah,
So I ended up with Resprite showing up, and I just tried it out, and it's not like the best, at least so far, but like it gets the job done for 2D pixel art. Like you know, you can go 16 by 16, 32 by 32, 64, but you know, onward,
right.
and it's really simple to convert that canvas into an asset for the game. So I've just stuck with that for the first bit. And like I said, I only made flooring on the thing, some marble tiles and some wood tiles. So
Yeah, the art that I've had to make for this project so far, I've used a lot of different things. I've worked in Canva because I have the app and you can use it in browser. I've worked in Photoshop, Photoshop Express, Fresco, uh, and I don't know. I just keep seeing that people are recommending or they say this is the standard, use Procreate. So I feel like it's going to be, $13, $13, and we're just going to be using that. Or for me, it'll be like a combination of different things.
I think a combination is likely because there are also desktop programs that are always recommended. GIMP, Krita.
Yeah,
I have those on my PC, and I've fiddled around with GIMP a little bit in the past. It's okay. Uh, you know, it's also free and open source, so it can be a little clunky. I think that's just a learning curve, perhaps. And for me, pixel art can probably be done on desktop. I prefer to use an iPad so that we can draw it like with a
yeah,
pencil. So I think this is, like we said, this is going to be the biggest learning curve. We could also go the route of AI images
yeah.
or free assets that are downloadable. We'd have to find some good ones, or we can like find some and like alter them. So
I
we,
don't know the legality of using AI. Everything says like, oh, it's your prompts, you can use it, But what if we get to a point in the future where they're like, oh, we trained on this artwork, so it's actually not yours to use for whatever you want? I'm just really afraid of that.
Well, I mean, I use AI to help me with tasks while I'm using Godot anyway. Not that I'm like at this point doing copy paste from it. It's just like it tells me step by step how to do it. Surely that's in the
That's
clear.
probably fine. Like I use AI to write a lot of like JSON and HTML for work, and I copy and paste that because I'm not going to write it myself. And that's probably fine because I could have written it myself, but the art that we create, I will not have been able to do myself. So it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
it's it's going to require a time investment. It's the thing is like I'm trying to do as much as I can on Godot and learning, and I haven't really hit any roadblocks that require the art. However, I'm excited about the art. That's the thing, but the problem is I don't know how to do it. So there's a lot of resources out there, but I've never really been much of an artist. My family said I was good at drawing in the
you are good at
growing up.
drawing.
Yeah, but like that's a lot different than like pixel art.
Yeah, that's true. You've made really good maps, I will say.
Maps are those were used to be my favorite to do. How could you not? You see the map of the Middle Earth and the WoW map, and
Yeah.
it's all pleasing to the eyes.
Unfortunately, I can't see that we'll need a map anytime soon, but
No, yeah, no, not for this first one.
yeah.
Yeah,
A cartography game?
a cartography game. What are we talking about? Jeez,
Okay,
Lou.
I just put that ideas out there.
Good golly
Ignore me.
gosh.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I used to play this free game back on early Windows. I think it was like Windows, maybe. What was after Vista? 8? No, I don't know. I'm supposed to be a computer science major. Anyway, and it had a free game that came with the PC called Trade Winds. And so, like, cartography, Trade Winds, like, that sort of goes hand to hand. And I thought about, like, rebuilding my version of that game because I loved the aesthetic of it. It was really cool.
Mm,
Look into it. Trade Winds.
look it up.
I don't even know what you'll find if you look that up, but it's
I
cool.
mean, if people love a game enough, they'll find it and they'll host it on their own servers,
That's true.
like
Yeah.
City of Heroes.
Those are the real heroes. The people who do that,
Yeah. Thank
who
goodness.
take the time. This is a lot of like that kind of thing is a big time investment, and for hobbyists to just do it because they want to do it, they don't want to make money. Wild,
Wild.
as some people like you and I don't really have a ton of extra time.
Right? They could have
You know,
families. I mean, they probably do have families, but it's just like they love it so much that they're willing to dedicate extra time, which is, I guess, what we're doing right now.
yeah, but we aren't doing it for free,
No, this is
except
not
for maybe to
benevolent.
start. But
No.
this isn't out of the charity of our hearts.
That's so true. Okay. So, one
Maybe we
thing
got to
that
look within.
we just release a free to play game, and then, like all free to play games, we'll just like have bundles you can buy, skins.
Microtransactions. Yeah. Well, we'll think about that. We could do mobile games. Apparently, that's the huge market that
We don't
people are
even
down.
play mobile
I
games.
know. I've tried so many times to play mobile games. I
Yeah.
can't. It's just not for me.
I've tried COD Mobile. That was
The
fun for a second.
Yeah, it was fun for a moment. The mobile game I've probably played the most is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links,
Gosh.
and like that's just a card game. So, but it's seriously the only mobile game I have ever played
Oh,
to some duration.
I did play Pokemon Go for a long time. Long
You
time.
were one of them.
I was one of them.
If you guys don't know, which you wouldn't, I never did Pokemon anything growing up. I'm a foreigner to it. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh fella from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, when did it come out? 2002 or something? Like, I loved it. The artwork, the cards, the smell when you open the pack.
I mean,
So,
they make packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. I think it's the same company,
yeah,
Konami,
but
right?
Yu-Gi-Oh is just great artwork and all that. Then you go to Pokemon, it's like cartoon characters for kids. Let's just be real. These are for kids.
No, okay, sure,
I'm going
on
to
a certain
disconnect with a
level,
lot of our audience here. I apologize. I respect
but
you.
you watch anything with Mewtwo in it, and that is not for a child. He was tortured, held captive, broke free, started a revolution. These are
Now,
not
I did like
children's things.
Mewtwo on
Yeah,
Super Smash Bros. Melee. He
nice.
was he was a great character. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't
creature.
honestly know. Actually, the cards do have male and female on them, so you can, and even in the games, they say male and female when you catch something. So I probably could know, but it's always voiced by a male actor, so I
Oh, okay.
assume.
Yeah, but it's purple, which I guess doesn't really mean
Purple
anything.
and gray.
I don't know. So I guess I can't claim to not know anything about Pokemon because here we are talking about it.
Yay. Okay,
I only know it through Super Smash Bros. Though.
boo. So a super roadblock that we've come up against is the business stuff, like the
Oh
business
boy,
legal stuff.
yeah, you've done a lot of. See, I think you think I've done more because what I've done is like tangible. You can see it
True.
on Godot.
Yeah.
But I think you've done just as much, if not more, in the way of research because you've really looked into this kind of stuff.
I mean, there are a lot of laws to have to know when you start a legal entity, sorry, uh, or a sole proprietorship or a general partnership. Sorry, my mouth. Um, so there's a lot to know, and I don't want to get it wrong because I don't want to get sued or deal with the
Yeah, I
IRS.
think that's the stupidest thing is like I'm scared to start a business because I don't want to get sued. And like I have no intention of offending anybody, but that's just how it is in the world. Maybe just I don't
Mhm.
know, the United States for sure is like what if somebody doesn't like the sight of 2D pixel art blood and they
Yeah.
get disgusted and they want to sue us about it? Like I don't know how to prevent this stuff.
Every TV show, every game that I play now has that warning about flashing lights. And if you're
Yeah.
sensitive to it, what if we just forget something like that and then someone has an incident and then we get sued? That's what comes to me.
Yeah. And so like obviously what they say on the resources and stuff that to like help protect yourself is doing a limited liability
Yeah, an
company,
LLC.
LLC. However,
Oh
that
my
just makes things
gosh.
even more complicated.
Yeah. So we've looked into the trade name doing business as, EIN, state tax setup, bank accounts, small business grants, small business loans. And then we watched a really helpful video, honestly, about the LLC, but it still was not very simple. And the cost right at the gate, we're not going to have any income for a while, seems like a lot.
Yeah, I think we also saw another resource that said the business side of things don't even do it until you start getting any sort of revenue.
Till you're ready to release your game.
Yeah. And so like we're pretty far off from getting any sort of revenue. The idea was that we would get everything set up on the front end
Yeah,
and
to be good just to start out.
yeah, and just be able to release everything under that entity's name. But so far, that's been the roadblock.
It seems like LegalZoom is going to be super helpful, but it will not be super cheap. That's the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make that a priority if we want to eventually do that. Like plan for that
Yeah.
expense.
And I do want to invest in the business, and I don't mind these business expenses. But right now, I'd want to invest in programs, engines, platforms, apps,
Yeah, the
software
actual
that helps us make
construction.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in our hearts, we know we're working as our entity. We're doing business as,
In our hearts, business, government.
and but like, and we can tell people that we're running a small game business. However, like legally, we have not registered anything yet.
No.
It does. I was hoping for that feeling of like, yeah, we're like,
Yeah.
we have a legal
It's
business.
official.
So we'll just have to play pretend. I'm doing air quotes there for a bit longer until we can pay for the LLC, probably.
Or Christmas gift to ourselves. We do the whole thing. We set it all up. We pay for everything. We get our the address and the phone number and the LLC all set up to be professional. And then come New Year, we're set up.
That's true. That is true. I mean, maybe by Christmas time, that's a couple months away, we'll have a prototype or a beta to release on Steam. We'll need a company at that point.
That'd be crazy if we got that far.
It just depends on how much effort we put in.
Uh,
So that's on pause. So we've pivoted to creation.
yeah,
I think.
focusing on the actual game creation and less worrying about the business stuff.
Which overall is more exciting.
Yeah. But like you, I wanted that official feeling of like business ownership.
I know. We'll get it though.
Yeah.
Patience and going forth in the plan.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Big steps, little kisses.
Big steps, little kisses. No, big hugs, little kisses.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
what
he
the
said.
heck
I don't know what that
that's
was.
all
either. I
about.
just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's strange.
enough of the bussin' boys. We're doing so part of the whole business thing and part of the creative thing is the marketing portion, which is a lot under my purview. Purview. So, podcast, YouTube in progress. We're recording assets. Assets.
Recording assets?
Yeah, when you screen record, what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay, yeah.
recording as. Sorry.
Yeah, for the devlog.
Marketing jargon that I have to use every day at work. Sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah, devlog, I think
Devlog.
is what YouTube calls it.
Yeah, devlog.
Which I keep forgetting. Like, I did a whole session of creating the black and white tiles, and I did not record any of that.
Well,
Yeah.
you record
So
lots of other things.
I got to remember, though, because, like, there's going to be, like, cuts and stuff where it's like, oh, where'd this stuff come from? But I guess you don't really need to see every single detail as a consumer. But
No, I just need lots of B-roll for which is like B-roll is separate from the main storyline. It's like when a narrator is talking, but then they just show random footage.
Yeah.
That's B-roll.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all this lingo, I'm so not privy to.
Welcome to marketing. And we think, do we need to think? Are we thinking about setting up Twitter, Instagram, Disc channel? A lot of people set up Patreons, but I don't think we're there yet.
We could do a disc channel. I don't really want to do Twitter or X, if you will.
Yeah.
I've never liked that platform even before Elon Musk bought it. I won't get into that. Anyway, and similarly to Instagram, like I am more willing to do an Instagram, but like the algorithm, I don't know if that would really even help us out a whole lot. But it would be easy to share
It's
certain
shareable.
projects. I mean, progress. On Instagram.
YouTube, though, is just as shareable, and you don't need to open an app to use it. It's usable in browser. Where if you use Instagram too long in browser, it'll be like, "Are you sure you don't want to log in? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then it'll just block you, which I hate. Which Twitter does now too.
I can't stand that kind of stuff. It's really annoying. But definitely YouTube.
Definitely.
Discord server. We'll look into maybe a Reddit page.
Sure.
Other than that, I don't like social media in general, so I don't know where to go after that. You know,
conventions.
A Steam page
That's
eventually, obviously.
We can go to conventions.
Yeah, and if we have an entity, maybe it'll be a business expense. San Diego Comic Con sounds kind of cool.
E3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do they still do E3?
actually, I don't know.
I don't
the
know.
pandemic ruined
Last time
everything.
I heard about E3 was like 10 years ago. But I haven't been looking for it, so.
Yeah. Well, now a lot of the game consoles, game makers just do their own. Like, well, Blizzard has always had
Well,
their own, but like
BlizzCon is like a dream to go to. For me,
super,
anyway.
yeah, super is a dream. But so Blizzard always has their own, but PlayStation now has one. Microsoft Xbox has one. So now everyone
Yeah.
just kind of makes their own. But I think it's because of the pandemic, not because of
Yeah.
E3 being lame.
Well, a quick Google search would reveal if it's still around or not, but um, I have not heard anything. So,
Sure would.
yeah, I mean, definitely some options out there. We've already got some expressed interest from like coworkers and friends in being a part of the testing process, and hopefully that equates to wish lists.
Oh
You
man,
know,
I
I'd
just
be
get so
happy
excited.
if we sold 10 games like to 10
Same,
people. Yeah,
same.
it would be cool. So I guess that's the first step is sell 10. I feel confident I could get 10 people to buy our indie game.
A lot of
I'm a decent salesman in that sense. So like
okay,
when it
but
comes down to it, marketing, sales, like we've got a good package.
you are a good salesman.
I think I saw my Achilles heel is freaking YouTube Shorts, which I rag on TikTok all the time because I don't like the TikTok platform, and as a cybersecurity professional, don't use TikTok.
Yeah,
Um, and we won't be using TikTok probably for our game studio.
will not be.
Yeah, will not be. Hard no. Um, but I saw a YouTube short of somebody who wrote a book and they talked about all the stuff they were doing to get the word out because the success rate in that field is so
So
small,
super low,
super low. So, like, I mean, it's a huge accomplishment to write a book. Like, that is
Yes,
absolutely cannot be understated. But if you want to sell the book, you have to take off the author cap and put on the salesman cap. You got to go pedal somewhere, you know? Otherwise, nobody's going to know about it.
super true. So
And the
yeah,
same lies with indie games, right? Because the indie game field is very saturated.
yeah,
Anybody can develop a game at home without any programming experience
or artwork
or artwork
experience or
experience.
writing.
You could do it all for free, even.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just opened the market up to everybody with a creative mind. And the difference is who's going to take action to get the word out. So.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. I've always said that.
When I'm right is usually the same as when you're right because you're always right.
No. Okay, so now we have game dev, we have work, we have our personal lives as husband and wife, as parents. How are
Yeah.
we like juggling all this? And we're also trying to lose weight.
Yeah, weight loss has been a really big important one for a while. It wasn't possible. Well, it's always possible, but it was
Yeah,
very
sure.
difficult for us when I was going to school and we
Hmm.
didn't have anybody to watch our child. And things have changed a little bit now. We have a little bit more of an opportunity to pursue that goal. But introducing game dev and recording and all that, um, we go to the gym and it's like workout on one hand, get work done for business on the other hand. So it is a lot to juggle.
It's, I mean, I always have struggled with work life balance. Like I've had 3, 4 jobs at one time, so I usually just don't have a personal life. It's not really an option right now, so I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'll find a way. I hope.
Well, I mean, you don't have much of a personal life in the sense of like your personal life is
You.
the child and your husband, two childs, two children.
No.
So I mean, you make a lot of sacrifices, and definitely, I love you for that. I do feel bad that you don't get a whole lot of time on your own. or to do what you want to do. So
I
we're
mean,
trying
right
to work
now
those
I'm
things
doing what
in.
I want to do.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like you are a very productive person. So like your personal time is work time, and somebody like me who's always uses personal time to literally do nothing at all, like stare at the ceiling. I find that very strange that you're able to like keep going every day without having like video game time or something.
Oh, well,
Well, you do have 90 Day Fiance. So.
yeah. I mean, I get to watch TV at night when the kids asleep, so I do get some moments. They're just not like it doesn't look like how it used to like.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about it all the time. A lot of what we want in our lives is not really day to day stuff, like the
Yeah.
small pleasures. We want to travel. That's probably the biggest one. We would love to go to Japan, Germany,
Yes.
Italy, all over Mexico, even.
Hmm.
Give me a pina colada. You know what I'm saying? Hawaii. Um, and so, in that sense, they say embrace the boredom and grind it out so that you can do those big things. So
Yeah. And also, work is very distracting for me. It gets me through the day, which could be long, but it's short when I have projects. So, very goal oriented. Oriented. One of those. So it's really just easy for me to put my head down and grind, 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 because I like winning and being like the best in the thing. So
that you do. You're very smart, very hardworking. Share some
eh.
of them qualities with me, girl. I like having a good time too much. It's a detriment. I think uh, I influence us to maybe go out more than what you would if you were on your own, because I just love spending time. I guess quality time probably is my love language because of those
Oh,
things. Um, and so, like, I give up shifts at work because I want to spend time with you and our kid. And so, I mean, that's a constant battle for me. But, like, as a man, like, I know my responsibility is to do what's right for the family. But, like, that's the thing, though, is like a lot of people like alpha males, that sort
hmm,
of would all say like you need to provide monetarily, you need to be responsible. And yeah, I agree with those things, but I also need to be there emotionally. Like a lot of times, divorce is so high in this country because we work so much and we don't spend time with family. So I developed a philosophy like I want to spend time with my family
right.
and give them my love.
And I don't think I've ever expressed that I want to be with an alpha male.
No.
So I'm not really sure where that's
I,
coming from.
I kid around a lot and say I'm turning alpha because, but, but that's just not the case. Yeah, we just have a good time as is. No need to become something you're not.
Yeah, you're a great husband. I don't think you need to like watch any YouTube videos or read any certain books to be better. You're already great.
Too late. I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
I'm just
The
kidding.
pill is red. Oh.
Yeah, but juggling all of those aspects around, we're doing it though. Like we're actually doing it.
Hmm.
Um, we've lost some weight.
Oh yeah,
We've made progress on our business.
high fives.
You're doing great at work. I'm doing great at work.
Hmm.
It may not be the work that I want to do, but like, always do the best with what you're doing.
I mean, I'm not doing the work I want to do either. So
That's where the business comes in.
yeah,
That's something we both want to do. So, I mean, parenting, how do we know we're doing enough in that regard? Like, I feel like we
yeah.
are, but
Another wrench there is the developmental. Maybe I have the issue actually. The IE stuff for the
oh,
kid.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Or EI.
EI. Yeah, early intervention.
Yeah. So, that's been another hurdle that we've had to go through. We're not like at this time super anxious about it, but we're just
Not
taking the
a
steps that
lot.
we need to do
Yeah.
to solve it if it is going to be a problem.
And we're not really that far along in the process yet. We've had one appointment, one combined appointment,
Yeah.
though, for vision and hearing. Didn't go that well,
I
honestly.
mean, it went pretty well, except for
The screaming.
the screaming, and I think like that had something to do with it. We were just sick for a while, so like
Yeah.
I'm not like until there's like conclusively the doctor says this is a problem.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stress too much about it. It was perfect when he was an infant,
Mhm.
like the most perfect. They said it was a record time that he passed the test.
Oh, yeah. He could hear immediately. No issues.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what would have changed from now to then. I think it might have just been a fluke. So we'll see. We have another chance at it in the next month or so.
Yeah. And next week would be the 90-minute virtual evaluation with 2 psychologists. Well, 1 psychologist, 1 psychiatrist.
I have no idea how that'll go. I think it'll go okay because he likes to talk on the phone.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be at home.
And we'll be at home. So fingers crossed. But again, just another thing on the plate. This is probably one of the most important things.
Of course, sure. But it's just there's so much unknown surrounding it right now that it's like hard for me to go down that path too much because like then it's like, what did I do to my kid that now at birth fine?
It's not necessary
not
to go down that path, and especially like even if something did happen, like I don't know how much of it could have been our fault because fate has a mysterious. Well, he's a wild child, you know. Yeah. So unless we bought a helmet and kept it on him the entirety of his life, I don't know how much we could have prevented that. Cushion rooms.
That's true. We could have bought a helmet.
Oh man, we're getting through though. What else is on our docket?
Okay, spooky season. It's now. It's upon us.
Yeah, it is. And we're not really spooky fanatics, but we enjoy the vibes. I will say that without going like fanatical about it. Like we enjoy the spooky season.
Yeah, because I think Dark Academia is related a little bit.
I mean, World of Warcraft itself has Hallows Eve. It has a lot of spooky aspects about it that we enjoy.
Yeah.
So the Headless Horseman mount, which
I was just doing that in my head. I was going wee woo wee woo.
A couple years ago, I landed that mount.
We were together.
Yeah,
like, we were in there together, and I saw you get it, and I saw me not get it the whole weeks.
Every day, doing it on multiple tunes. But I got the luck of the draw. No, it wasn't. It was exciting.
For me. For me. Yeah. I still haven't gotten it so many years of life not getting it. That's got to be terrible luck, right?
I mean, look at it objectively. How much have you really tried now? So many years of life, but how many years of doing that dungeon?
Okay, it's at least 6 years. So is that not enough?
How many characters did you run it on? I don't know.
All this is victim blaming.
All this aside, it is very unfortunate luck, which seems to plague us sometimes. But,
yeah.
Anyway, back to spooky season.
Right. Hallows Eve, spooky season.
We also don't really watch scary movies, but
ever.
We do dabble during spooky time.
Yeah, because it's the vibes, like you said, of the season. So
I wouldn't say I've watched a movie lately, though, in the past couple of years being together and watching spooky movies. Like, I have not really been scared from any of these movies.
No. If I compare it to, like, the scared I was watching Attack on Titan, no.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. And that episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, that was crazy.
I couldn't
The Japanese just got a new way of entering our brains.
Messing with me.
Yeah. But, I mean, we just watched Midsommar.
Which is not a new movie at all.
It's not new, but it was weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was creepy, but like nothing was scary about it. It was very predictable too.
It was not scary, and it happened almost entirely during the day. That's probably why it wasn't super scary.
Yeah,
But it was like more of a thriller, maybe,
yeah.
and
I
gross.
It was startling. Some of the scenes with the gore,
Yeah,
and especially when uh, I don't know.
spoilers, I guess,
Spoiler
if you
alert!
still haven't
Especially
watched
when
Midsommar.
the elders jump off the rock was the most disturbing part. That's so graphic. I was like, good. I knew it was coming too. Like when they said
Yeah,
like 75, you're done.
and we watched. Was it Vikings
Yeah,
or
Vikings.
yeah, that Netflix TV show, which they have the same thing happen in like the first couple episodes. So
Yeah,
I
but it
was
was a
familiar
lot less
with that
graphic.
cultural practice. So we kind of knew it was going to come once they were up there, but they make upped it really well, I guess, because that was gross.
Those people who do those jobs, they got something in their heads is a little off. Let's just say, like,
Do you think
you're
they
making
actually
the
have
most.
to look at dead bodies to be able to do that?
I don't think so.
But how do you know?
I think their imagination might make it more horrific than what they would see in real life, perhaps. I don't know. I've never seen anything graphic in real life, and I'm blessed for that. But
But never having seen anything graphic in your life, can you like run the makeup department for that movie and make like a
I
squished
could
head?
probably come up with some like pretty messed up situations, I guess.
But the makeup people, how do they know what a squished face looks like? I mean,
Physics,
I
video
guess
games.
video games. They're just playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly. They watched all the finishing moves of Mortal Kombat,
Uh,
which I
just
used
the
to do.
fatalities.
I was so disturbed, I couldn't look away for the fatalities. I think I was like 15 when I discovered those. I was like, this is the most I literally was like, humanity's lost if this is
Oh
what
my
we're creating.
gosh. You're so
I
extra.
was so dramatic. I was a very innocent child, I feel like. So
Also, GTA was out when you were 15,
I
so
never played GTA.
okay, well, seduced isn't the right word. I've taken a prostitute into a car, done the thing, and then let her out, and then killed her. So that's GTA. Just saying. Like,
This woman, when she plays open world RPGs, is just astonishingly crazy. Red Dead Redemption 2, like, tie him up, put him on the railroad. Like, you're a savage. I guess that's the place to do it, though.
same game studio, so maybe it's them and their effect on me,
They just allow too much freedoms.
or
Too
not
many
enough.
freedoms. Yeah. Or not
Well,
enough, I guess. But
okay. Midsommar, the thing that was the most disturbing to me was the period blood drink. It's disgusting.
it's like I can't even think about it. It's just absolutely disgusting. Is it the most disturbing thing in the movie? Absolutely not. But
What do you mean? Absolutely not.
absolutely not. They literally stuffed a dude in a bear to burn him alive. Like
I
it's
don't know.
crazy.
After you've watched someone drink period blood juice, not that crazy.
I guess I certainly would never want to experience anything that happened in that movie. So
Oh, yeah. Not
yeah.
even the mushrooms taking what I want.
Oh no, no. I'm a little wuss. I would never do that because I'm too. I guess this is the problem. I'm too afraid of a bad trip, so I don't think it would be a good time for me.
And I don't want to be that out of control for that long. Who
Yeah,
knows what could happen?
exactly. I gotta be in control.
We're just a bunch of control freaks.
I guess. Uh, I mean, other than Midsommar, though, other movies we watched,
Hocus
Hocus
Pocus.
Pocus
Way on the opposite
is
end
on
of the spectrum.
but it was so fun. I love
was
the vibes
hilarious.
of Hocus Pocus. I had never seen it until this year.
Which is crazy.
It
Your
was
family did you a
fun.
disservice.
It had great aesthetic.
Great aesthetics.
We're like
great
digging the
jokes.
witch thing right now. We're watching Agatha
Yeah.
all along.
Oh, spoilers, because we are going to talk about it.
Yeah, it's actually been pretty enjoyable to watch.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, overall, we we love singing the song.
I was gonna say we sing down the road constantly.
Yeah, our child loves it, and maybe we're not the best in that regard.
I
But
don't, because our parents, the whole witch Harry Potter thing was going crazy when we were younger.
yeah,
So maybe their extra craziness about it made us not crazy about it at all, because they're like getting upset about Wingardium Leviosa.
yeah,
Just
which
nuts.
you talk witches and wizards, and Harry Potter is so not the actual vibe of witches.
There's no devil. There's no
Yeah,
devil.
that's the thing. Is like we're watching Agatha all along, and they're talking about like demon babies and
Yeah.
like
And Nicholas Scratch, they keep mentioning,
Yeah.
which is a name for the devil.
and all the people killed in the Salem witch
Mhm.
trials, and this really creepy and dark stuff,
Yeah.
which is intriguing because that kind of stuff's in World of Warcraft. Let's just be honest. So. We like it there, so um, it's been just like hindsight. Harry Potter is like child's play, which is
But I also don't think our child is going to start worshiping the devil because he watched Agatha all along.
yeah, exactly.
Which is, I don't know. They were crazy back then. Parents were so
I mean, they
dumb.
talk bad about WoW for me too. I mean,
You have to tell the story about how they wouldn't let you beat a
Okay.
certain class.
yeah.
so funny.
So my sister is the one that got me into World of Warcraft when I was in middle school, and my dad did not want me to play it because there were demons in it, and there was like evil, like
I mean, he's not wrong.
typical fantasy stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. It was
It's
so
in
fun
there.
though. So like, I wanted to play it so bad, so I would talk to him, try to convince him, and he allowed me finally to get a subscription and play. But he said on the condition that I never ever played as a warlock. And if you don't know, warlocks summon demons, and they're basically super evil. But I kept that promise for a long time. Even after becoming an adult, I never had a warlock, but I was the opposite, a paladin all the way, warrior for the light and
Tell him.
justice.
Did you tell him that? I'm a
Oh
warrior
yeah,
for the
like
light.
he would look over my shoulders when I was playing sometimes, and he'd be like, "That thing looks really evil." I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm a paladin of the light. I destroy demons. That's my speciality, is destroying the undead and demons."
Oh my
And
goodness.
that seemed to appease him, but it's just
He would have
it's just
loved the
wild.
Argent Dawn.
Oh yeah, I love the Argent Dawn.
I mean, like, he would have been one of them.
Yeah, maybe. He was Scarlet Crusade.
Scarlet Crusade.
Jeez.
Oh, next time we log in, there's your dad, SM Cat. They put his model in the game.
No, he still rags on me about playing WoW. I have
They're kind
a
of nuts
wife
about it,
and
honestly.
family, a college degree, and yet it's still disappointing for him to hear that I play
it's not
WoW.
enough. It's
Yeah.
not enough.
But he bought in. What I was saying is he bought into the media and how they portrayed like people becoming addicted to it.
Yeah.
And that's
back
the
in
same thing
day.
with like Harry Potter too, is like especially the groups that he was in, like, or the not the groups. He's never
Yeah,
involved in
like,
the groups.
You
Just
hear
like
things at church. You
Yeah.
hear things on the news.
Because I think church painted a bad picture for Harry
Mhm.
Potter. Like it just made it.
We heard in church, do not let your kids read or watch Harry Potter. And I looked at my mom
Yeah.
and I said, it ain't happening. You can try it. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I'm reading it.
I read those books pretty late. I think in 2020 during COVID, I read all of them. I loved it. I loved reading those, except for The first two, I was not very interested in the first two, but
That is really late. I read them all as they came out, the day they came out.
yeah, I didn't read until after high school. Like I didn't read on my own. Well,
Sad.
let me rephrase. I could read. I just opted not to because I thought it was super boring.
Yeah.
But now I love it. I wish we had more time to read.
Same. I would read way more of the Animorphs storyline if I had time, but I don't have time, so forget about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Agatha all along. Should we talk about the major spoilers or no? Just like leave it because it's pretty new.
Yeah, we can just leave it. I feel
Okay,
like
just leave it.
we'll
Leave
just say we like it. It's not like the most intricate of storylines,
no,
but
it's pretty straightforward.
it's the costuming's well done. The acting is really fun. It's like having a spooky thing that's also kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like Hocus Pocus, but like more dark.
Catherine
that.
Hahn is such a genius.
Yeah,
That's
she's
why I love
really
it so
good.
much.
She's really good.
I will say, Disney Plus, stop being a coward and bring back the Acolyte.
It's not going to happen. We might get some hate about this, but we liked we liked
Hate
the
me.
Acolyte. I was waiting forever for a good freaking Jedi from the Old Republic or High Republic, I guess is what they're calling it. Storyline, and they finally did it. And you know what? I enjoyed it. I'm sorry.
Fun. Again, fun.
They
Lightsaber battles.
they brought in some like philosophical things,
Yes.
some stuff about the Force, lightsabers again.
Some of Krea's point of view about like what's a good Jedi, what's a bad Jedi,
yeah,
what is Sith even.
which is just unbeaten. Like they need to come out with a Krea series, which those cowards never would.
They never would, because they don't even count it as canon anymore. So
That's just a travesty.
travesty.
All of that.
That's
I mean, there were
my
rumors about a
9/11.
Revan storyline coming out. So I guess it's not off the table, and she would definitely be in that. And that would be great if they did Revan too. Revan's great.
How serious are they about Revan? Because that's pretty big. I read that book last year.
I saw it on Reddit a while ago. I haven't seen anything since, but it was supposedly in the works. But I haven't looked at it anytime. I'll have to research it.
Man, I hope they do that. It'd be
It'd
the
be
best.
phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, on that sour of sourest notes, that's all I have. Do you have anything?
As far as life goes, we're just chugging along with all these different projects and work.
Next week, we'll say what we're going to do next week. Keep ourselves honest. I'm going to research more of art programs, like really research, really try and be like, okay, this is what I want to go with for my vote. Wireframe more of the story. What else can I hold myself accountable to do? Oh, I will. I was gonna do this. Like, what can I do? Cut and edit this out. Cut and edit this episode. Get it up on the interwebs. Set up the other channels, and then have the marketing roll along.
Other channels?
YouTube kind of thing.
Gotcha. So we're gonna like post our first devlog type video.
I need to collect all of the assets. I need to write a narrator script for you, and then yes, but to release podcasts to YouTube, we need to have a YouTube channel.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spotify.
Are we
Apple.
doing that under the entity, or we're gonna come up with the like? Are we doing Raid Buff?
Might as well just do Raid Buff.
Yeah.
Right.
Raid Buff.
Devlogs, or should it be called the name of the game Devlogs?
Guess we have to figure that out as well. So that's the list.
Put it on the list.
Scribble that down.
We'll have a vote.
My goal for next week is learn level transitioning to different scenes in Godot. I would like to try my hand at some sort of animation using whatever art that we create and implementing that. I want to just see the amount of effort that that's going to take, because
Yeah.
I see a lot on like YouTube and stuff that takes an immense amount of effort. But we'll test it. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways to do artwork, so I'm interested to see how the process is going to go. One way looks way harder, where you actually draw the animation, like my arm going up, my arm going down for a wave.
Yeah, but like Fresco has an animation feature, and you
Yeah.
can save it in that regard. Like you can save the frames. So like if Procreate has that too, that would be cool. But I don't know if that's a better way to do it. I saw on the pixel art subreddit just a simple animation of some character sprite doing like a staff wave or something, and I slowed it down, and the amount of frames, like I didn't like slow it frame by frame, but like I just slowly scrolled through. I'm like, there are so many frames in this animation.
Did they say
And
what they used to make it?
I did not. I looked through the comments. I couldn't find anything, but I just noticed like pixels shifting here and here, places that you wouldn't expect it. I'm like,
That's a lot.
I'm guessing the way to do that kind of thing would be start with where the character starts as and what you want it to finish as, and like slowly come between, you know. So
All right.
that's I just want to do something simple just to get it on, but
Like a gun.
I also would love to.
That's your first art animation in Fresco.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not just
I tested it out
throwing
with
that out there.
a
not
gun.
just saying gun.
Yeah, a really just poorly scribbled gun. But it was cool. I felt accomplished. And then I wouldn't mind trying some sound assets, because I'm going to have to learn how to implement those as well. So we could do our first sounds.
Okay, so that's it for Raid
That's
Buff.
it. Raid Buff. Episode 2. Thank you.
2. Oh, what are we
for
going to
joining
title
us. Oh man, what's our title?
it? The sequel? Redux?
Pilot
Two?
Redux.
Pilot Redux.
I don't know.
Pilot Redux? It is.
All right. Thank you for giving us your time and your attention.
Your ears.
Yeah, it's a really big thing to spend any amount of time listening to anybody else talk. So I just want to be appreciative of that.
Thank you. We love you. Goodbye.
Farewell.